Hey, are you curious what it's like to live, work, play, or even visit here in Williamsburg, Virginia? We're going to cover the top 5 pros and a few cons as well to decide whether this is where you want to stay permanently. But today we are in Merchants Square, which is one of the most beautiful places here in Colonial, Williamsburg. Check this out. So where exactly is Williamsburg? Well, Hampton Roads is made up of several different cities, but really it's the South Side and the Peninsula. South Side is Virginia Beach, Chesapeake, Norfolk, and Portsmouth. And then on the Peninsula, you have Newport News, Hampton, Poquoson, and way up north is Williamsburg. Now that we have Williamsburg located on the map, let's explore a few reasons why I think Williamsburg is great. One of the benefits of the area is the abundance of historical sites to explore. So let's go way back to when Williamsburg was initially founded. Colonial Williamsburg was the capital of Virginia from 1699 to 1780 and was an important political and cultural center during the colonial period. In the 20th century, a group of philanthropists started a restoration project in Williamsburg. In the 1920s, its colonial area appearance was completely redone, and today it is a popular tourist destination known as Colonial Williamsburg. You'll need to make sure that you check out the Jamestown settlement, a replica fort and native village. You can explore recreated ships, Indian village, a colonial fort, as well as interact with historical interpreters. Jamestown was the first permanent English settlement in America, established in 1607. The settlement faced numerous challenges in its early years, including conflict with Native Americans, disease, famine, and leadership struggles. Now, one of the beautiful pieces of all of this historic sites is it's highly walkable. So it's easy to find a place to park, and you could probably go to many of these sites and walk all of Colonial Williamsburg within a couple of hours. Another great historical site to check out is the College of William and Mary, which leads us into our next pro, a great public school system. Not only is Williamsburg the host of one of the oldest universities in our nation, the College of William and Mary, it also has some of the best rated public school systems in all of the area. If you look at niche.com, Williamsburg's public school system is ranked 8 out of 131 school districts in the state of Virginia. Greatschools.org gives Williamsburg and James County a rating of 7 out of 10. And among several highly rated public schools, you can also look at private offerings, such as Walsingham Academy and Williamsburg Christian Academy. The College of William and Mary consistently ranks as one of the top U.S. schools in the entire nation. And amongst its alumni are Thomas Jefferson, our 3rd U.S. president, James Comey, the former director of the FBI, and Jon Stewart, the former host of The Daily Show. Williamsburg is regarded as an incredibly safe city, not only in comparison to other major cities, but to the nation as a whole. If you're comparing it to national crime statistics, Williamsburg looks pretty favorable. Not only does the city have a well-trained and well-equipped police department, it works closely with the community to ensure public safety. One of the things that Williamsburg has that many of the other cities do not are a list of gated communities to provide a sense of exclusivity, privacy, and safety, each surrounded by pristine golf courses, tennis courts, trails, and even marinas. Now, fourth and probably my favorite on this list is going to be the scenery. Williamsburg has some of the most beautiful drives in the entire area. The fall foliage here is truly something exceptional. You're going to get all 4 seasons here: spring, winter, fall, and summer. Now, the winter here, unlike in the South Side, you're probably going to get a few more inches in Williamsburg of snow than you would other places. So if you want the true 4 seasons experience, Williamsburg is something you need to consider. Now, it may seem a little silly, but Busch Gardens, a theme park, has been rated 32 years in a row the most beautiful theme park in our nation. I highly recommend that you schedule a visit with one of their major events, such as the Busch Gardens Food and Wine Festival, Howl-O-Scream, Christmas Town, or even Summer Nights. I would also encourage you to check out the Williamsburg Premium Outlets, an outdoor shopping center that has over 120 designer and brand name stores. I know it has nothing to do with the history, but it's some of the best shopping in the area. Now, there really are too many festivals to name in one video. You can always go check out visitwilliamsburg.com or colonialwilliamsburg.org for a comprehensive list. Now, if you're a lover of golf, there are plenty of golf courses all around Williamsburg, including some private ones, and even those that are on the tour themselves. Williamsburg has several biking trails and hiking trails, including the Virginia Capitol Trail, which runs 52 miles from Jamestown all the way to Richmond. Now, it's not all sunshine and rainbows in Williamsburg. It may sound like it so far, but there are a few cons that you need to consider. First and foremost that you have to keep an eye out for is tourists. If you're going to live here, it's just something you're going to have to get used to. Because of the history here, Williamsburg attracts a ton of tourists every single year. So even though it has that small town vibe, if you're just trying to get some peace and quiet, you're going to need to steer clear of the really crowded areas during those big tourist events. Playing on that theme is downtown can get very crowded very quickly, and traffic becomes an absolute beast. And though you may live here and only stay in Williamsburg while you're visiting, Highway 64 becomes an absolute bottleneck during high peak traffic times. Con number 3 is going to be a lack of night entertainment. Yes, there are bars and restaurants that stay open decently late, but if you're looking for downtown late night entertainment, Williamsburg is just completely lacking. It's not like New York or Chicago or other major cities where it goes late into the night. Now, fourth on the con list is housing, and the reality is that housing makes up the major portion of most people's budget. Williamsburg has not been immune to the run-up in housing prices and rent prices in the last several years. But here's what I was able to find in our MLS this last year. The median for all sizes was $2,100. 2 bedrooms, $1,600, 3 bedrooms, $2,100, and 4 and 5 bedroom places were $2,500 a month. Now, depending on where you're coming from, that might seem completely reasonable, but I can guarantee you that the majority of locals are balking at that price. That's great, Dan. Thanks for telling us about the rents, but what if I'm looking at making a purchase? The median home price hovered right around $394,000. Let's just call it an even 400. There are plenty of options under 300, but you're going to be limited on space or you're probably going to need to share a wall. Now, there is a silver lining here because if you are in the luxury budget mindset of say $700,000 to $2 million, you've got a wonderful array of options here that is going to cost you double or even triple in other major markets. So if you're a lover of nature and history, Williamsburg is an option that you absolutely should at least visit, if not consider to be a place to call home. But if you're wanting a little bit more of a nightlife or beach scene, Norfolk or Virginia Beach may be the city that you need to consider. So if low crime and great schools is something that you're looking for, hey, that's what our team does. We help people buy and sell and make the transition in or out of the area as smooth and seamless as possible. I run the real estate team, my wife runs the mortgage team, and that's what we do here on a day-to-day basis. If you want to be treated like family and not a number, give us a ring.